Hello everyone, welcome back to the Imperial Theory, and today I'll be going over a topic that I've actually been wanting to talk about for 1 or 2, maybe even 3 years, so I hope you guys enjoy. The topic I have for today is indeed on a possible second solo movie, and not only a single movie, but an entire solo saga, such as the Skywalker saga. This Star Wars solo saga will only be a single trilogy, so like 3 movies, each being different times of the Star Wars galaxy. I was thinking the first movie being all about Han Solo and Chewbacca, this movie taking place after the Solo movie and before A New Hope. So in between the 2 movies, seeing how the first Solo movie covers everything from when he found Chewbacca and the events before that. The second movie will be on Princess Leia and everything that happened with her before A New Hope, maybe getting more into Luke and Leia's separation at the end of Revenge of the Sith. And the third and final movie of the Solo saga will, of course, be of Kylo Ren, based off of comics about him falling to the dark side, bringing back Adam Driver to finish off the Solo saga and his career in Star Wars. And these movies will, of course, be in different times of Star Wars, so it wouldn't be exactly chronological. So in this video, I'll be going over all 3 movies, all in different sections of the video, all times displayed on the screen right now, so go to whichever one you like, and these 3 movies may even end up being their own trilogy, but highly unlikely, so let's get into it. For the first movie, we have the so-called second solo movie, which is what this video is mainly about. It will follow the events of different bounties and jobs Han and Chewie took before joining the rebellion, mainly based off of the Han Solo Adventures, a book by Brian Daley. Of course, these stories of Han Solo and Chewbacca before the rebellion are all random and consist of different storylines, which wouldn't be as enjoyable for audiences to have random stories, each one being different through one movie instead of one main storyline, confusing the audience for what they were expecting and having a different story come in a quarter of the way, which would not be enjoyable. Although, don't get me wrong, the book is very good and I totally recommend it. If we were actually going to get some sort of film mostly based off of the book with multiple and random stories, we would probably get that in a 4 or 5 episode season of the Han Solo Adventures, and that may be enjoyable to see that on Disney Plus, feeling the rush, exhilaration, and return of the Millennium Falcon and its crew. So, if it were to be a movie, they probably wouldn't base it off of the Han Solo Adventures. So I have another area where that might make a movie out of his adventures they went on for the Rebel Alliance. I would actually really want to see a movie like this, Han and Chewie's adventures during the days of the rebellion, this including smuggler runs for the Millennium Falcon parts, some of his past, this including Jabba the Hutt, and even Boba Fett would be awesome. These examples are of course based off of the comics of the rebellion, which does also have assorted stories, but I was thinking of one huge story expanded off of a single story from the comics, which would be pretty sick. Another theory I have, or would like to see in a second solo movie, would of course be simply a sequel to the first solo movie, which would excite as well as satisfy many Solo fans, or just Star Wars fans in general. This would of course continue the story of Han Solo's ex-girlfriend Kira, and how she somehow got in contact with Darth Maul and became his ally. Now, if Disney actually made a sequel to the first solo movie, this would answer many questions regarding Kira's fate with Maul. A second solo movie would answer many questions such as how Maul was left abandoned on Malachor and so much more. Maul would definitely be the big villain in the second solo movie, if there were to be one of course, and remember, none of these are confirmed. I'm simply just putting my thoughts on a second solo movie, but this would also reveal how he got in debt with Jabba the Hutt, and what would be absolutely awesome would be to see Boba Fett being the villain, along with Maul, or maybe just making an appearance as a bounty hunter, who knows. Comment your thoughts on a possible second solo movie regarding Maul, Jabba the Hutt, and possibly even Boba Fett, which would be epic to see in combat with Solo, as we see in multiple comics of the Rebellion. Boba Fett is frequently hunting down Han Solo, this including dogfights and other extreme battles. Before we move on to a Princess Leia movie, make sure to subscribe and keep notifications on so you're notified when each of my videos come out, all related to Star Wars, but anyways, on to a possible Princess Leia movie. Now, the events of a Leia movie would of course be taking place before the Battle of Yavin and would be showing different Rebel missions, which would also be crossing over with Rebels. Leia has already made an appearance in the show Rebels, but I think it's time for the Rebels to make an appearance in Leia, or so the movie would be called. Like I said earlier in the video, this video is mainly focusing on a second Han Solo movie, not a Leia or Kylo Ren movie, so this section is going to be very short, so let's move on to a Kylo Ren movie. A recent comic that came out 4 months ago on May 12th, called The Rise of Kylo Ren, follows the events of, well, the rise of Kylo Ren. It's really good, and I'll be coming out with some videos on it, but anyway, if there were to be a Kylo Ren movie, a part of the Solo saga, it would be called, of course, The Rise of Kylo Ren, and would follow the events of this comic. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to comment which movie would you want to see most, and subscribe for awesome Star Wars content and more videos on Kylo Ren that are coming out soon, so make sure to stay tuned for those, and may the Force be with you.